You are paying a tax you never agreed to. It's not a tax on your money, but on your most precious resource, your time. Whether you're stuck on a 6-lane highway in Houston or a congested ring road in London, the reality is the same. We have been conditioned to believe that life should be lived in fragments, miles between where you sleep, where you work, and where you find joy. But what if the city was redesigned to give that time back? What if everything you ever needed was just a 15-minute walk from your front door? It sounds like a dream, but in 2026, this dream has become the center of a global ideological war. Is it the ultimate urban upgrade, or is it the blueprint for a digital cage? To understand the future, we have to look at what we lost. A century ago, almost every city on Earth was a 15-minute city by default. You lived, worked, and socialized within a small radius because you had to. Then came the 1950s, the auto era. Driven by massive lobbying from oil and car giants, cities were literally torn apart to make room for the internal combustion engine. We traded quiet, walkable streets for massive interchanges and endless parking lots. We created urban sprawl, a design that forces you to own a 2-ton machine just to buy a gallon of milk. We didn't choose the car. The city was built to make the car your only lifeline. The 15-minute city isn't some futuristic invention. It's a rescue mission to bring back the human scale. In 2020, while the world went into lockdown, Paris decided to wake up. Mayor Anne Hidalgo, inspired by the vision of Professor Carlos Moreno, launched a radical transformation. They called it La Ville du Quart d'Heure. They didn't just add a few bike lanes, they removed half of the city's on-street parking spaces. They turned schoolyards into public parks and transformed the banks of the Seine from a highway into a beach. The results? Air pollution dropped by nearly 40% in some areas, and local businesses saw a surge in foot traffic. Paris proved that you can take a historic, congested metropolis and make it breathe again. But as the French celebrated, a dark counter-narrative was brewing in the English-speaking world. In 2023, a quiet planning proposal in Oxford, England became the shot heard round the world for conspiracy theorists. Suddenly, the 15-minute city wasn't about convenience, it was about climate lockdowns. Protesters took to the streets, claiming that these zones were the first step toward a Hunger Games-style district system. They feared that geofencing and AI-powered cameras would track your every move, fining you if you crossed the invisible boundary of your neighborhood. While most of these fears were based on a misunderstanding of traffic filters, they touched on a very real, modern anxiety: privacy. In an age of big data, if your city is smart enough to give you everything in 15 minutes, is it also smart enough to know when you try to leave? This is the central tension of the 21st century. How much freedom are we willing to trade for total convenience? But there is a much more grounded danger we need to talk about. A problem that has nothing to do with conspiracies and everything to do with economics. Gentrification. When a neighborhood becomes walkable, green, and highly desirable, the price of living there skyrockets. If we only build these hubs for the wealthy, we are creating elite enclaves. What happens to the essential workers? The nurses, the teachers, and the maintenance staff who keep the city running? If they are priced out and forced to commute 2 hours from the outskirts, the 15-minute city has failed. To work, this model requires more than just bike lanes. It requires a total rethink of social housing and economic equality. Without it, the 15-minute city is just a luxury product for the 1%. The 15-minute city isn't about trapping you in a bubble. It's about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your daily, boring errands, the grocery run, the pharmacy, the daycare, should be effortless and local. The other 20%? That's what high-speed rail, public transit, and yes, even cars are for. It's about choice. Right now, in most modern cities, you don't have a choice. You are forced to drive. The 15-minute city is about restoring your right to walk, to bike, and to belong to a community. So I ask you, If you could trade your car keys for an extra hour of sleep and a park at the end of your street, would you do it? Or do you see a hidden trap in the design? The fight for the soul of our cities is just beginning. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a conversation we need to have. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the future of our world. I'm Urban Visionary, and thanks for watching.